Okay, I want you to know that we are not tied as Zimbabwe's on a tree-hold democracy. We are not tied there. I'll give you an example. Chamisa has been pushing propositions and as an opposition leader around bullet trains, and the MIT is pushing also issues around economics. We have the finest brains, even in the form of Monzora himself as a top legal expert. I'll mention even the Linda Masarinas, I'll mention the Mashakadas and so forth. I'm not even mentioning those who have gone along the way. Such a rich heritage, intellectually, of our country. Simply because our system is so selfish and so divided that each has to keep their idea waiting for the day when they are president to implement. How does that sound? This is what I'm interrogating. If we can have an inclusive system politically that can incubate every meaningful contributions for the better of the citizens, so be it. Before I even talk about the budgetary elements involved with this whole cycle of elections and by-elections, let's talk about the people, how they've suffered along the journey. At least by now we could be saying we have brought an alternative. But here we are, the opposition is now at a zero-sum formation. What about the ordinary people who have been contributing? That's what I want you to see, that the ordinary people are falling victim of a system, of a selfish system, which we must interrogate to say, till when should we proceed like this? We may need to find each other on the basis that a centralized system can incorporate everyone. We need to try other systems. We can even blend socialism and democracy for the benefit of at least this bigger constituency on the ground. And when I even did look closely, do you know that even the voter turnout itself, without talking of Zanu-PF winning or CCC winning or whatever, there is serious apathy. That must tell you that the people are no longer prepared of joining queues and queues and queues continuously. And that must be a cause of concern. Look at the by-election recently in Epworth. How many people turned out to go and probably vote? How legit are such outcomes? Whether they're for the winner and the loser. How legit are such outcomes?
But it's their right to go and vote. People feel that if one wants to go and vote, you go and vote. If he doesn't feel like going to vote, he must not be forced to go and vote.
Thank you, thank you. What I'm simply saying, we are so much entrenched in the circles of wanting to fulfill theory more than practice. We are so much determined to come up with statistics more than tangibles. People, after all that they've done, whether voting or not voting, what have we transformed, having gone this far? So this is why our interrogation is going a little bit higher to the ideological system itself that has taken us this far, to the economic system that has taken us this far. Even the government itself is caught in between, because the manifestos, both for opposition and the ruling, if you listen, if you replay their manifestos, you would think, yo, tomorrow it will be milk and honey. But when they get into the system, the economic system itself does not allow for such. The only budget that we have is for elections. The only budget in the opposition circles is to push for the right to demonstrate. Look at that. So we are chasing against each other more than focusing on the debate that matters. We have got a vast minerals When are we going to come together and have a debate, a meaningful debate over how do we want our minerals to probably to be processed? When are we going to sit down and discuss, probably revisit the land reform as a collective? When are we going to have a big endeavor as a collective, talking about our industry? These ones, they want to talk when they are eventually in power, now 25 years. When are they going to talk about the industry?
Patience,
so,
please.
We look here, we cannot run a country on patience. We need to be pragmatic about these things. Okay, so you want to tell me 25 years later, people are not patient enough? What I'm simply saying is that we need to be pragmatic. We are not tied on the tree to follow the book for other people. Azvitibatsiri kuenda neripoti yakamakwa zvakanyanya zvikuru sei kuGeneva, yet our people are suffering. Yet here home we can't even talk to each other because we want to follow to the book a political ideology that treats each as enemies. So it is a high time we interrogate such, we look at saying, how are other countries doing it? Probably democracy itself, if you look at it, there are countries who are, of course, termed mature democracies. They have got reforms in place, institutional reforms in place to deal with such systems. But as for us, capitalism itself, even if you are to look at it, it's not even the best for us because the majority here, we don't have the capital to compete with at economic level. But certain countries, they can practice that. Why can't we be pragmatic about our situation and move forward and grow from, of course, stage to stage? If we are to reach those levels to match the Americas, yes, it's fine. At one point, maybe we're going to reach there, but we need to look back and be a little bit pragmatic and probably find each other and move together as a people.
But do you think that the ordinary Zimbabweans will agree with you, with the thinking, with ideas from an elite point of view?
What have they benefited from agreeing with the multi-party
They still have hope. Others who support Zanu-PF, they are happy that they are voting for Zanu-PF.
Look, hope is not paying school fees. Hope is not paying bills at the hospital. Hope itself is not dealing with their livelihood.
What will happen to Zanu-PF supporters who vote for their party, for their leader to be in power? What will happen to them?
About what?
When they are no longer allowed to express their feelings on their party.
Okay, thank you. We are not saying people will not be allowed to express their feelings. We are saying it will be a centralized system when people will be